Happy Monday morning. What's going on, fellas? We are back after the Thanksgiving week and spending a little bit of time with our family and friends. It's time to come together. We miss these mornings. We miss our sports. We miss our sports betting talk. And it feels awfully good to be here with you guys on this bright Monday morning. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully your morning's off to a good little start and your week's off to a nice little start. We'll make sure we, of course, spend some time here recapping the past couple weeks that, again, when we weren't with you guys, recapping NFL Sunday, what's going on in the Eliminator contest, and how are we going to help put some money in your pocket on this great Monday morning with soccer and NFL. Bears, Vikings, Monday Night Football a little bit later. First, let's kick off the show by making sure we do recap NFL Sunday, where action started off between the Saints and the Falcons, and that's just a classic game of one team not being able to finish the drive in the red zone, being the Saints, very productive, over 400 yards of total offense, just can't do anything in the red zone and have to settle for 5 field goals. Meanwhile, on the flip side, the Atlanta Falcons, they're able to get 3 touchdowns, and that literally is a difference in the game. You heard Scott Hansen talking about it there on NFL Red Zone. The Saints just can't finish drives and can't get 7 points, and if you do that, you're going to lose the games. Falcons now leading the NFC South at 5-6. Losing record and leading your division. So sloppy division right there overall. Steelers and Bengals, knew the Steelers were generally going to go ahead and win that game. Obviously, Bengals are turning to the backup quarterback now for the rest of the season. Steelers with an awfully tough defense. That game goes under, though, and you're seeing that through the NFL. You saw that again yesterday. Lots of unders, and even games that hit the overs. Does it feel like it's a fourth quarter sweat to get to an over? You're not getting third quarter cashes on any of these overs. Very, very sweaty if you're on and over. The unders are certainly the way to go in this NFL season, it seems like. Jaguars and Texans, they certainly entertain us in a great game. A little bit of a head scratcher, at least my thinking in the end of the game. Was anybody else confused on why the Texans decided to go for the field goal? You have their kicker there 0 for 4 in his career at 50-yard field goals and was woefully short earlier in that game on a 50-yarder. Then they line up him with a damn near 60-yarder, I believe it was 59 yards, and he put his foot through that ball. It just hit the crossbar right there. That's one of those where if the ball turns one more revolution, it's going to hit the other side of the crossbar and trickle in. Unfortunately for the Texans, it comes up a little bit short. It bounces off the crossbar and falls into the playoff field. But just an absolutely fantastic game. Both of those teams certainly look like they're going to be playoff caliber teams. The Jaguars getting in through the division champs and can't count out the Texans. I think they're more than fully in the mix. You look at C.J. Stroud just hanging around, giving his team an opportunity to force overtime. Just can't quite come through like he has had the magic in the previous NFL weeks. Colts and Buccaneers, that was one of our NFL cashes yesterday. We had over 44.5. Again, I mentioned the overs are extremely sweaty. We had 17 fourth quarter points that just gets us up over the over as the game finishes 27-20. The Colts go ahead and pull it out behind Jonathan Taylor's strong day of 2 rushing touchdowns. Giants and Patriots, that was one of our cashes yesterday. We had under 34 points, and the game went about exactly how I thought, a snooze fest, and one that I thought the Giants were going to go ahead and pull out, just mainly because they were the home team. I actually like Wink Martindale in that spot. You've got a Patriots team that's struggling. Wink Martindale generally, from his days in Baltimore, has a tough and confusing defense. And then the Giants do just enough on offense, and we mean just enough on offense to go ahead and pull out the win. Titans and Panthers. All right, that was my eliminator pick there, and the Titans, they pull out the win 17-10. I was a little uncomfortable at the end, but, with them having generally a lead throughout much of the game, obviously most of the game, Derrick Henry getting a couple touchdowns. It was a 2-score lead through much of the game. It got a little uncomfortable late. But third time this season, I've been able to fade the Panthers. So I actually was thinking I would go ahead and fade the Panthers this coming Sunday for the 4th time. And then, unfortunately for me, they have to go ahead and fire Frank Wright. So now, I don't know, coming off the interim coach. I mean, just look at the Raiders and how good they've done, with their interim coach of Pierce and how they've kind of turned the ship around there in Las Vegas. So probably won't be fading the Panthers, but I got 3 good weeks so far this season of fading the Panthers. So you absolutely love to see that right there. Titans coming through in a nice 12-10 victory. Rams and the Cardinals. This is where, to be quite honest, I with the Bills playing in the afternoon slate, watched all of Red Zone for the 12 o'clock games. For this, next slate, I didn't really watch Rams Cardinals, right? Because I'm locked in on Bills Eagles. I didn't really watch Browns Buccaneers, other than seeing that we got a little bit of a tough beat there on having the under in that game as the Broncos just get it up over the over and 29-12 win. Chiefs knock off the Raiders 31-17. Raiders able to be competitive and be able to have leads earlier in that game, but then the Chiefs figure it out in the second half again. Did watch that. All eyes were on the best game of the day. It was the game of the week. It was Bills, Eagles, and it was heartbreaker, obviously, for me. It's probably ends our season. I mean, you'd have to run the table. I thought we had to run the table, including the Eagles game. I thought we needed that win. I thought having a 6th loss would probably put us, too far behind, the 8 ball and playing catch up. Obviously, tons of opportunities for the Bills to win that game. I mean, it should have been up more than 10 points at halftime. James Cook drops a pass. Obviously, the one there at the end with Gabe Davis in overtime, just brutal. I mean, it's an option route. He breaks it to the outside. Josh expects him to kind of go more, straight, and just a little bit of miscommunication. But just an absolute heartbreaker, but a fantastic game, and I'm sure you guys caught that one as well. That was beyond a fantastic game. That was one you'll remember. And hats off to the Eagles. Just hang around, make a play. 10-1 now, best record in the NFL. Do enough, hang around. Devastating for me, so devastating. I did not watch the Ravens knock off the Chargers. I was in shambles after that loss. I couldn't quite, come to grips to, putting on another NFL game. That one took it out of me. That one hurt. That one hurt. That's going to be the one that puts the nail in the coffin and I think keeps the Bills out of the playoffs if I had to go ahead, and take a guess. Let's go ahead and throw up that Eliminator contest, and then let's hop on into the comment sections, feel the Monday vibes with you guys, and figure out how everybody enjoyed their Turkey Day. 3 people entered NFL Week 12. 2 of us survived, and it's Tim. You guys see Tim all the time in the comment section. Tim took the Jaguars over the Texans. He was sweating that one late, and he was really excited to see that field goal come up just short. So Tim marches on. We lost Carlton. Hate to see that, Carlton, and I don't want to sit here and bag on Carlton. I don't want to bag on anybody that loses an eliminator on that pick. You don't know what Carlton had left, but I will say when I saw him pick the Patriots, I did a little minor fist pump. I was like, man, I kind of like the Giants in this spot. And I mean, the Patriots, hell, they've benched Mac Jones several times this season. I think that was their 3rd or 4th time yesterday, benching Mac Jones. Patriots on the road. He's going to counter with, they have Tommy DeVito. Well, Tommy DeVito's now 2-1 as an NFL starter. I don't know, Carlton. A little bit of a head scratcher, but again, don't fully know what you had left. But again, I'm not going to sit here and bag on you too much, man. You made it this far. You made it 12 weeks. Hell of a job. Wish you were marching on with us, but it wasn't meant to be, man. So you'll bounce back next year. I know you'll come back strong next year. But so there it is. It's going to be Tim and I to see who can take home $250 to be the NFL Eliminator champion. And at this point, Tim, let's march on and just take ESPN's prize. Whatever the hell the prize is that ESPN is giving out. Let's go all the way, my man. All the way. Look forward to seeing who you pick coming up this week. I was going to possibly fade the Panthers. Again, I can't quite do that. Is the best matchup Steelers at home against the Cardinals? I don't know. Steelers offense just doesn't give you much to get excited about. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one, Tim. Look forward to seeing who you're able to pick. Let's do the comment section we go. Fired up here, boys. Morning, Corey. Morning. There you go. The in-laws went back home. There's the winning comment for today. Morning, Bill. Congratulations, man. Great game yesterday, Bill. Great game. We'll circle back later. We'll pick you out a jersey, and we'll get a jersey sent your way. If you don't have a Jalen Hurts one, you got to take that one, right? 5 total touchdowns. Obviously, the game winner in overtime. Yeah, good job, man. Morning, Kyle. Morning, man. Hopefully Thanksgiving was good for you and the family. Yeah, I'm full on struggling. Don't kid yourself. What's up, Brian? Morning, man. What's up, dude? How's it going, man? Bengals are done. Yeah, join me, man. Join me in being done and our season's ending. God damn, Josh Allen was so impressive yesterday. Running the ball, throwing the ball. God damn it. Oh, that one hurt. Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt. Oh, man, that's the brutalest thing. You're on a lean and you forget to bet it. I think you did that last week, too, if I remember. You hit me up, Corey. Oh, yeah, threw a pick. I mean, that's not a bad throw, though, on Josh Allen. I mean, you hear guys in the press conference talk about, the other guys get paid, too. I mean, yeah, the other guys get paid. Dude just made a play. I mean, Josh Allen puts it right where Diggs can get it. Just corner broke on it, made a hell of a play, I mean, to be quite honest. So, yeah, at least Josh Allen didn't have a bad pick. That's just a damn good play. That's just a damn good play. Your life expectancy were shortened by 5 years in that game. Yeah, god damn it. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. Fulham on the money line. We'll circle back to that one, Adrian. I do got a bet in that game. Thought the Bengals look better than the Jets. I mean, hard to not look better than the Jets, right? Jets are awful. Awful. Morning, Ross. I did have a great Thanksgiving, my man. I did, and thank you. And I hope you did as well, my man. Cold now, coming back into Chicago from Richmond. Leaving Richmond 60-ish degrees. Shit, snowed here yesterday. A high of 27 today, which we're already at the high of. It's going to be brutally cold today. Morning, DeGent. Welcome, my man. Morning. Yes. Yeah. Everybody was on the Lions. Everybody put them in a teaser. That was one of my losses on Thanksgiving. I put them in a teaser, as everybody knows. And screwed it. Morning, Fish. My man. Tim marches on. You've already got your jersey picked out, and it is Jalen. Yeah, classic. It's Jalen. It's only Jalen. If you didn't have that one in your closet, it was only Jalen. I'm going to go ahead and get you. Tell me you're going to get that green, though, man. That sexy green color. Like, you got to go for that color. Whatever you want, just direct DM me the direct link. So, to make it easy on me, I guess, per se. Just whatever you want. Pick it out and fire over link in Twitter. Tim, mano. 1v1 now. What do you got, Tim? I'm coming for my $250. I could give it to you easily, my man. What are you picking? We've been going back and forth. We generally know who's picking what each and every single week. The Jags over the Texans. What a ballsy pick. It's going to come down to just like, what's the least ugliest pick, Tim? Because nobody's got any good teams, right? I mean, neither of us have a team that we're all excited about picking. It's just going to be, what's the least ugliest pick, Tim? Good luck, my man. Back off with those words. I'm already getting you a jersey. I could use the $250. Use it. Eagles or 49ers in the Super Bowl. Clearly the best teams in the NFC. Clearly. I mean, and next best is Cowboys, just because obviously they have a super high-powered offense. Their defense is good in its own right. So it's Cowboys, 49ers, Eagles. One of those three teams for sure is in the Super Bowl. For sure. One of those three teams. If I'm picking one, I don't even know. I mean, there's not much separation, to be honest. Yeah, it is cold as heck. All right, cold as heck. You need home field? Well on your way. And, of course, you're going with Kelly Green. So I got your jersey color right, and I got your player right. It's a good-looking jersey, and obviously one hell of a player. Let's go ahead and throw up that recap from last week. That is obviously not the recap from last week. Little 9-9 week and juiced out, 0.06. If you're a $100 better, you lost $6. I didn't lose $6. I lost more than $6. But yeah, if you're $100 better, you lost $6. Call that the cost of entertainment for the week. Obviously down on the year, but arbitrage over $1,400. So cool. Just putting free money up in our pocket. Let's talk about some of those good wins. How about World Cup qualifiers in South America? I was shooting pool with one of my buddies over Thanksgiving. I was like, dude, every game in South America goes under. Like, every game in South America goes under. We couldn't even do the 2.5 single plays because they were like minus 180. You really couldn't do under 3.5 parlays. We had to take 3 games and parlay those suckers together, and the unders cruise coming in easily under 2.5. So easy, good cash right there. Friday, Bayern and PSG come back from the international break, and they kick off on Friday's game. Bayern wins 1-0. PSG gets it done 5-2 over Monaco. So a great money line parlay there on Friday. What about Luton and Crystal Palace? And I had 2+ money bets in that game, shared one with you guys, and we get the cash. Second half to have the most goals. And if you didn't see my comment to Brian, I'll let you know in on like what we were attacking in that game. Both of those teams going into that game, 73% of goals scored and conceded have occurred in the second half. And both of them were at 73%. So obviously that was a no-brainer to say that there were going to be the most goals in the second half. We get a good plus cash. The other bet that I didn't share with you guys, I went right back to the well. 0-0 halftime. It was plus 175. I know a couple of you guys have continued playing that since we made it an official play a few weeks ago. It was another great cash in that game as well. And then the one with the goals being scored in the second half, we can continue playing that angle too in Luton versus Crystal Palace because 73, all 3 goals scored in that game were in the second half. So now, 73% is, near 80%. So we don't know who they're playing this week in the Premier League. I haven't quite looked, but we'll certainly be looking to go back to more goals being scored in the second half whenever Luton and Crystal Palace are in action. Bills team total, and Allen, we had 4 bets yesterday in Bills versus Eagles and cashed 3 of the 4. I told you guys also which one was my favorite. I'll do that again tonight because I've got more than one bet for Monday Night Football. The favorite bet was Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdown. That one comes through late in the game in the fourth quarter with the pass to Gabe Davis. Josh Allen making me sweat as he's running in a couple, but he reverts back to form and throws in a couple is right there. We also got Bills first half team total at plus money and Bills full game team total as our 3 of 4 cashes in that game. Just missed Leonard Floyd picking up a sack in that one. And then the Patriots and the Giants under 34. Just an easy-ass bet. I mean, 2 quarterbacks, are struggling, 2 good defenses. You knew Bill Belichick wasn't going to get beat. He's always going to scheme it up right defensively. That was an easy-ass under. So under 34 points, cash is nice and easy. Our losses on the week, we had a loss on Monday. Czech and Moldova under 2.5. Moldova picks up a red card. It was games 1-0. It's looking like it's cruising to a nice easy under 2.5. And then 10 men, Moldova allows 2 goals to be scored by Czech. So a little bit tough undone there by the red card. And then Czech even scoring late, up 2-0, was a little bit of a brutal beat right there. Lions minus 3.5. That's what Corey's referencing there on Thanksgiving Day. Lions burned a lot of people. Parlays, teaser parlays, what have you. They just don't quite get it done against the Packers. Man City and Liverpool had, of course, both teams to score and over 2.5. Obviously, the both teams to score hits in the second half when Trent Alexander scores a goal. Just missed out on the over 2.5. City dominated that game. I watched that entire game. City deserved all 3 points. They were by far the better team. Liverpool had some good counter-attacking moments, and they did. I thought they did earn a goal. They need to be a little bit better on that counter-attacking, most notably in the first half. And if they do that, their chances are better. And I think they would have probably converted 1 of 3 or possibly 1 of 4. But I thought they did create enough off the counter to earn a goal, and they get that through, Arnold. But overall, City, Doku was dominant on his one-on-one dribbling around Trent. I mean, it's a good thing Trent scored a goal because if he didn't have that to look back on, his defensive performance against Doku was really stinking bad. But to be fair, Doku one-on-one dribbling has been doing it against everybody in the Premier League. So, yeah, City deserved the win. We deserved over 2.5. It just didn't quite happen. They did have 2 goals disallowed. 1 goal was easily disallowed. The other one, it just makes you worry. The inconsistency, and that's what always fans talk about. It takes you back to Newcastle versus Arsenal when they allow that goal that Newcastle gets interfering with the keeper. Same thing. It's off a corner. There's always pushing, shoving, grabbing. Thought City was tough right there. That could have been our 3rd goal in the cash. Everton on the double chance. I mean, look, United was on fire. United was so much on fire that we got to take a pause for a minute because you haven't seen the goal of the year. Let me go ahead and show you the goal of the year, boys. Here it is. Goal of the year.
Dallo there, and here we go. And again, let's just let it go, Rob, with a couple of the replays, different angles, slow motions. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. And I just let's start with that crazy.
Look at that.
This here.
Man, hanging in the air. Look at
I think when the ball's coming in, when's he decided, Rob? When's he decided that he's going to attempt for this?
It's a great point because I think he's deciding about going into the air.
They're comparing that one's better than Wayne Rooney's for multiple reasons, and we can talk about that at another time. But yeah, so we lose the Everton double chance. When that happens in the 3rd minute, you're like, okay, well, I guess this is United's game. So that quite didn't happen. West Ham don't get a goal in the first half. Burnley had conceded a goal in every game at home in the first half. West Ham can't get it done. And that's one where maybe you overthink it. I mean, but that being said, we played a great angle. Burnley had allowed a goal in the first half of every game in the Premier League, home game that is. But we probably should have gone back to what does West Ham games do? It's both teams to score, and it's over 2.5, and that's what hit 2-1. So, yeah, a little bit of a tough one right there. Cardinals plus 2.5 in the NFL. No chance in hell yesterday. Rams all over the Cardinals. And under 37 in Browns versus the Broncos. Broncos score late. Again, I didn't watch it. I was watching Bills-Eagles. So just tough one right there. Tough one. Looked like that one was going to hit and just didn't quite get it. So tough one. Back to the comments, and then let's talk Wolves, Fulham. We've got Adrian on Fulham money line. We've also got action in Serie A, and I got 5 picks for today in Monday Night Football. Again, I'll tell you which one's my favorite one in case you don't feel like putting 5 units in play on Monday Night Football. You've got the Eagles-Ravens, and you had Eagles-Ravens. I'm going to assume if you're telling me that means that game in La Liga hit. Otherwise, you probably don't put that comment in there. Cold everywhere. Cold in Southwest Virginia. Down to 36. Yeah. 39 in Philly. Got the space heater on. Love to see that. Nice waking up to the weekend of Premier League. I agree, Corey. I mean, I've said it so many times on Between the Posts. My weekends aren't as enjoyable without the Premier League. They're just not. I hate the international break. Does any team pick up Jack Del Rio? Hell yeah. Hell of a coach. I mean, can you blame the guy? I mean, you got rid of their 2 best defenders. Now they can't put any effing pressure on the quarterback once you get rid of their 2 best defensive linemen. That is a little tough, but as you see it in Buffalo, when we fired our offensive coordinator coming off our best offensive game against the Broncos, it's funny. If we don't have 12 men on the field, does Sean McDermott have the balls to go ahead and fire Ken Dorsey? Because that was by far his best game, even though we lose. There's always got to be a fall guy, and Jack Del Rio is the latest example. Frank Reich's just a fucking shitty head coach. Couldn't do jack shit in Indianapolis. I don't know why the Panthers picked him up, because he could... they picked him up because he's good at mentoring a quarterback. Well, great. Make him an offensive coordinator, quarterback coach. The guy's a dog shit head coach. And that's tough for me to say as a Bills fan. He's got the greatest comeback in NFL history as a member of Bills Mafia, but can't quite get it done. Yeah, two of their best fits. Barr is destroying all the bets. We've also been on the other side. But it does feel like VAR hurts us more. It does feel like VAR hurts us more than helps us, but that'll turn. We put in enough volume over time that VAR will get on our side. But yeah, I did not like that call, City. I mean, there's so much contact on a corner. And again, you just saw that Newcastle versus Arsenal. That's why it's just such an easy fix. I don't know how many times I've said it. Just centrally locate VAR. Not this dude in the trailer behind the stadium. It's got to be somewhere in London. Presumably that's where Premier League headquarters is in London, I assume. That shit should just like New York and the NFL. It's not like, there's NFL officials doing this shit all over the country. No, it's all in New York. Just put it all in London, and then you get consistency. If you do that, City probably gets the 2-1 win, because that's a goal, because we already saw how 2 VAR officials did it in Newcastle versus Arsenal a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's the most frustrating part for me. That goal was crazy. That was ridiculous. That little clip I showed you, so they're comparing it, and they did a little comparison to Wayne Rooney. They really focused on Garnacho. I mean, I've watched that at least half a dozen times. I've seen that goal a gazillion times. Sick. Absolutely ridiculous. I could watch that a lot. All right, Adrian, you're on Fulham on the money line. Well, I'll go against you in that game. I've got Wolves draw no bet. Wolves draw no bet at plus 125. Wolves have just, been a great team in this head-to-head. They have the head-to-head up advantage. I think Wolves has more playmakers, and this is not just me. Go look up at the XG stats. Go look up at the also goal differential for these teams. Wolves have got more points on the road this season than Fulham has gotten at home this season. So you're not like you're seeing Fulham with this great home field advantage at Craven Cottage. It's just not played out at all. I like everything about Wolves in this spot. This game's got, to me, written all over it. Wolves win 1-0. Wolves win 2-1, or it's a 1-1 draw. If you want to look at an over-under, recent head-to-head would suggest an under and a relatively easy under. But Wolves, in every game in September and every game in October and the few that we played so far in November, both teams to score has hit in every single Wolves game. And I think of those, like 8 of the 10 have also gone over 2.5. So you don't get a good mix of head-to-head and a current form of Wolves. You get a little bit contradicting right there because, again, head-to-head would suggest an under, but Wolves games are going over with both teams to score. Wolves defense is tough. You haven't seen Fulham been able to take advantage. That's why I just don't think that they've got enough firepower. And if they find the back of the net, I like Wolves attacking playmakers more, and I think Wolves can come up with a 2-1 win. So don't see Wolves losing this match. At worst, it's a draw, in my opinion, and we'll get our wager back. But I'm expecting Wolves to walk away with all 3 points today from Craven Cottage. So give me Wolves on the draw no bet. At plus 125 is how we'll do it there. There is 2 games in action today in Serie A. I went ahead and threw together a little parlay. Both of these games just scream under 2.5. And you could take this same logic back to the World Cup qualifiers that we cashed last week where we had to make a parlay because both of these under 2.5s are minus 190. Like, you go look it up. Home and away, overall, head-to-head. It just screams an under. And, again, that's why both under 2.5s are basically minus 185, minus 190. Just like we did with the South America World Cup qualifiers, we bumped them up to 3.5. I'll do the same thing in this one. You can see they're awfully juicy at minus 600, minus 550. So we need a third leg to get the odds in our favor. And Bologna, at home here against Torino, they're the better team overall. They're the better team home and away. Bologna, 6 home matches. They're 4-1-1. So in their 6 home matches, they've not covered the double chance in only 1 of the 6, covering it, obviously, in the other 5 of the 6. So, yeah, Bologna is a better team. They're the better home side. They should at least pick up the 1 point, if not the 3 points, and we'll parlay that with 2 under 3.5s as well. The unders should come in nice and easy in both of these Serie A games. So that's how we'll roll right there. Moving it along, let's talk some Monday Night Football. Tweeted 1 play, going to go ahead and add 4 more to it. In terms of side or the total, we can talk about that one first. Obviously, I'm going to go ahead and pick a side of this one and not do the points because I actually think it's bang on. They've got it at -3, and that's pretty close to me if you look it up. So I'll just take Vikings on the money line at -150 over on BetMGM, getting the better offense, getting the better defense in this one. And you know, the Bears, there's tons of stats I can pick, and I've got one here to highlight that I wanted to highlight here. You know, the Bears have the worst red zone defense in the NFL. You get in the Bears red zone, and you're getting a touchdown. You're getting a touchdown. They got the worst in the NFL of opponents' red zone TD percentages. The Bears absolutely dead last. Vikings are obviously in the playoff hunt. That should help them out here at home. There's no weather conditions, obviously, in a dome. So I'll just take the better offense. I'll take the better defense here. And we always talk about a quarterback-driven league. Like, I'm taking Joshua Dobbs over Justin Fields, too. They've got the better quarterback in a quarterback-driven league. So give me Vikings on the money line at -150. Now let's start playing some angles when we did our research here. Give me Madison over 10.5 receiving yards at -114. This is one where if this one's going to be sweaty. He's only going to catch 1 ball, maybe even possibly 2 balls, or maybe they revert back to what they did earlier in this matchup and they see that the Bears are the worst team in the NFL in receiving yards allowed to the running back. Nobody is worse than the Chicago Bears, dead last at 63 yards allowed in the receiving game to the running backs. That's your encouragement to where maybe you can get some volume. If you don't get volume, you're only going to get about 1 or 2 catches out of Madison, and you hope he can go for 11-plus yards. But if the Vikings going to want to revert back to what they did a few weeks ago when he caught 4 passes for 28 yards, you're just going to get an easy cash because, again, the Bears are dead last at defending the running back position from a receiving standpoint. So, yeah, if there was volume here, this would be a multi-unit play, and this could be one even you would consider a laddering, but you don't get the volume, so you're not going to do anything like that. Joshua Dobbs over 1.5 passing touchdowns, plus 138 over on BetRivers. The Bears are one of 3 teams in the NFL that allow 2+ passing touchdowns per game. They do allow 2 passing touchdowns per game. And to play into that, they only allow 0.5 rushing touchdowns, which is 5th best in the NFL. So 5th best in the NFL in rushing touchdowns per game. There are 2+ passing touchdowns allowed per game, ranks 30th in the NFL. There's one way to attack this Bears defense, and it's through the air. So I'll take Dobbs at plus 138 to have 2 or more passing touchdowns. The one play I did tweet was Hockenson, anytime touchdown, plus 180. Next best price is plus 155 over on BetMGM, so you're getting a nice little value spot here as well over on Caesars. Hockenson, in the 3 games in which Dobbs has been the quarterback, he's been the leading receiver in all 3 games from a receiving standpoint and from a target standpoint. So Dobbs is looking his way. There's a good reason because obviously it's a really good play. So, and obviously he's a heavy red zone target. We know that as well. And Justin Jefferson likely out in this ball game as well. And then we'll go ahead and pick Fields to go ahead and have an interception. You just can't give him this prop at plus 112. Plus 112, he's had 7 games this season. He's thrown a pick in 5 of the 7. 5 of the 7, and you're giving me this prop at plus 112, and then you want to add in the Vikings. They average 0.8 interceptions per game, so almost one per game. But if you look at their last 3 games, they are averaging 1 per game. So Vikings defense has been blitz happy under Brian Flores as late. Fields struggles up against the blitz. Maybe that gives him some scrambling yards, and maybe you like his rushing prop at 54.5. I bet he's within 10 yards of that, so that one's a little too sweaty for me. But yeah, this guy throws picks. Vikings have been blitz happy. I think they're going to be winning the game. I'll take Justin Fields to have a pick at plus 112. Again, it's cashing 5 of his 7. You can't give me that prop at plus money, not at that hit rate. So that's how I'll attack Monday Night Football. Those 3 plays, add in a little Wolves draw no bet and a little Serie A parlay to go with it. That kicks off in exactly 1 hour. That first match starts at 11:30. So in 1 hour, you get Verona versus Lecce. All right, back to the comments. What's up, Johnny? What's going on, brother? Any thoughts on... Oh, that's the... I did look that up, and that is the only angle I would play in that game. That's the one in La Liga. That's the one. That's the one. I think Girona, however the hell you pronounce that team, I think they should definitely get the win. They've got great home stats. When I looked up Bilbao, their away form wasn't all the greatest, but I do think they contribute, and I think you get an over 2.5. I don't know what their team total is. I thought their team total over 1.5, Johnny, was minus 120. Let me get a fresh look at that because I'd almost just want to maybe remove that. Let me price shop and tell you which bet I like a little better. Hell, maybe I'll add it to the card. What the hell, Johnny? I've already looked this game up thoroughly. Thought about betting it. Let's see. So you're getting, on your both teams score over 1.5, you're getting minus 114. And you can just get Girona to have 2 goals at minus 113. I'd rather just do that and say, you know what? I don't really want to count on Bilbao, who should lose this game. And you probably agree too, Johnny. You're making this bet, and I bet you're thinking Girona wins 2-1. And I would probably just do their team total. Let's price shop that. I may do that. Let's price shop that, Johnny. Picked up a cold back home, of course, because that's how it rolls. I'm going to price shop that, Johnny. I'm going to price shop that. Fields rushing attempts, it's at 9.5. His yardage is at 54.5. I looked into that one. It wasn't a great angle. It's not like the Vikings give up a ton of yards to the quarterback position. The 9.5's kind of a high number. I thought it was a high number. Not the greatest hit rate in there. He got 40. I think he had 8 rushes for 40-some yards when they hooked up a few weeks ago. I think it was 8 rushes for 46. I mean, that one, I bet the rushing attempts, like wins or loses on a hook, and the yardage at 54.5. I think it's bang on to me. I didn't really find an edge in there at all from that one, and I think it's just right. I think they've got his numbers just perfectly hit to the sports books at 9.5 and 54 yards. So. No real advantage for me there, just good numbers. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the sports books and be like, all right, well, they got the line set pretty effing good. Like, I guess I'll just stay away from that. So that's kind of where I fell on that one. I think they got it good. Let's see what Caesars, who usually has better soccer lines, is offering you. Yeah, they got it at minus 110, Johnny. They got minus 110 for the Girona over team total. I'm going to look up that one more time and probably hit it while we're hanging out. I just want to refresh the brain, but yeah. It's jumped to 8.5 to 9.5. Okay, to be fair, I never saw it at 8.5. I only saw it at 9.5, and it's just bang on, Degent. I mean, it's bang on, man. And the yardage is too. It's all just kind of bang on. I am just looking at FanDuel for this team total here, Johnny. I hear you, man. That was the angle, and the reason I never tweet that bet out that you said both teams score over 2.5. Because I do just like the home form of Girona, and maybe not want to count on Bilbao adding something to that. They got it at minus 120 at FanDuel, so best price at Caesars is going to go ahead and be that minus 110 price. You took the Vikings money line, Hawkinson 40+. I mean, he's getting all the targets, man. There's a reason why I like him to get a touchdown. Yeah, he's yeah. The volume is more than there. I mean, he's 40+. That's got to be vastly under his line. I think his line was at 60. Obviously, you did a parlay, so you want to tease it down. Hell, I contemplated giving out Hawkinson over 60.5 yards. Your 40's I hate to say it's a slam dunk, but your 40's a slam dunk. I guess maybe you did that to bring your juice down. To be honest, I was looking at something similar to that on the Vikings money line. And maybe I should have added a goal in this La Liga game that we're talking about. But so it sounds like that's what you did with Hawkinson, and I love it. I'm getting logged in. I'm betting that. See if we make it an official play. I just want to refresh the stats. All right. That's probably the better angle. Probably talking about the team total. Yeah, it's the better angle. I wouldn't. I'll refresh them and I'll shout them out here during this broadcast. But like I said, I couldn't quite get on the bet you mentioned. It was close. I was close. I couldn't quite hop on it. This is a team that's. How about this? They're competing for the title in La Liga. Obviously, they're not going to win it, but it's kind of nice that they're there. All right, hold on. I'm getting it. Getting it. All right. There we go. All right, let's get in here. Definitely going to take you're on the team total. It is cold, Johnny. We know where we need to go warm up at the casino, Johnny. Hit me up, man. I want to get down there. I did go down there and did the Romanovsky system on roulette. I don't know if you guys know the Romanovsky system. If you're curious of hearing it, we can talk about that a little bit once we're done talking sports. But I went to Rivers last week. I guess it would have been 2 weeks ago now. And did the Romanovsky system. Made some money and then, of course, gave it back before I left. So, classic. Mama needs some new shoes. All right, let's get on a good run, Corey. I hear that. I remember last year, we've obviously had a shitty 2023, just brutal year to open. NBA whipped my ass last year, like it always does. But I remember we were hot in December. I remember because I was like, ooh, I was able to help some people out and, help people out during the holidays. And then as soon as January hit, it went cold as shit and never got my footing back going. And, other than maybe having some nice plays and, having moments where we're identifying good spot, it's generally been a struggle. But, yeah, we were hot last December. Let's do that again. Let's help out Bills. Let's get him some NBA plays. You added Hawk. Oh, added Hawk that gets it to 100. Yeah, you're right. So you just use it as a juice reducer. Yeah. You just can't disagree with that. All right, so they've bagged. Yeah, I mean, you just take their team total, man. And what is. Yeah. And what's. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't do the both teams to score. Bilbao's just not. And you got to give Jerome a little bit of credit here. They've only conceded 8 goals at home. What's the head-to-head? 3, a hit. So it hit the last 2. And do got a miss, and then a hit. So it's hitting 3 of the last 5. I like it. They're the better team. We can look up injuries, but I have no goddamn clue who these guys are. I don't know who the fuck they are. Oh, here you go. This will definitely get you off of both teams to score, Johnny. Only 5 of Bilbao's 13 league games have seen both teams to score. So their last 13 league games, only 5 times has both teams to score hit. Yeah, I'm jumping on the team total. I'm not doing the both teams score over 2.5. I can't get there. The best bet in the NBA is no bet. Blowouts kill everything. Yeah, we talked about that. I agree. Yes, I agree, but goddamn it, give me a play. That's the classic line. I agree. It sucks. It's hard. I still need a play. I love that, Bill. I love that. I don't know. You want some first quarter action? It literally takes 5 minutes to research NBA first quarter. I mean, just how I have everything set up in terms of bookmark. I mean, I can give you something. All right, here you go. There you go. D-Gen's coming through. There you go. D-Gen's coming through instead. There you go. AD over on us. AD sucks. His moment back hurts. All right, I'm going to add this, boys. This is an official play. And I know you guys may not like all this volume. Oh, by the way, I said which of the Vikings picks I was going to like best. Money line, and if you want my favorite prop, I'd go Dobbs over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Aware he has scrambled and had a rushing touchdown in 2 of his 3 starts, but they've not been designed runs. The Bears have an excellent rush defense. They should be able to keep the lanes closed for the Dobbs to be unable to scramble, and he should continue doing what every team does, which is attack the Bears through the air. So Vikings money line, and if you want my favorite prop is Dobbs over 1.5 passing touchdowns, plus 138. So, again, I'm doing that because we've got multiple plays and just trying to help people out that don't want a lot of volume, though. And I'm going to add that play. I'm with you, Johnny. I'm with you, man. Let's do it. I'm in, Johnny. Let's do it, Johnny. I can't believe the Bills lost. Heartbreaking stuff, man. Let me just look in here. Yeah. I'm adding it, Johnny. I'm in. So there's a play. We talked our way right through it. Yeah, pivot. I like it. I like when we could talk our way through stuff. I like it. Good luck. Helping out Bill. I'd love to see it. Lakers never seem to show up till after the first quarter. Yeah, we've talked about Lakers first quarter unders are goated. Who's taking the primetime under? Who's taking the primetime under? I could see this game going over because I just said the Bears have the worst opponent red zone TD percentage. The Vikings were better. Obviously, when you're the worst, you're better. But they weren't great. They weren't great at all. They weren't great in their own right. They were, I think, beyond middle of the pack, so call it 16 to 20. They weren't bottom 10, but they were like around middle of the pack. Yeah, I would take the first quarter under. Or if that game's in Philly, you could look at Philly. You could look at Sixers first quarter spread for sure. With exactly what you're talking about. Lakers always start slow. We're rolling, Johnny. It's on the card. Any TikTok live today? Yeah, let's just do both these games. I'll have the one on TV, the Premier League, because I am the Premier League homer. So we'll do the first half. Then I've got to go grab the kids. So let's do it. Let's do Fulham Wolves first half on TikTok. Let's do it, Johnny. I like the idea. We'll do it. Oh, I didn't put the price on that. Minus 110. Minus 110 over at Caesars. I'm in it. I'm curious what that line is. Curious now. NBA. Oh, it's in Philly. What's this first quarter spread number? Jesus. What's this first quarter spread number? Total's at 59. No way that hits. Lakers will not contribute. Sixers to win by. God damn it. Now I got to research this. It only takes a second. There's no way. Now, I haven't been staring at NBA numbers, obviously, so that's why we're not blindly doing this. But just from what I remember, yeah, Lakers are 25th in the league. And when they're on the road, of course they get a drop down. Most NBA teams do perform worse on the road. And Philly, they score, yeah, and they're better at home. They're 29 points, where their season average is 27, but at home they get a bump up to 29. Again, NBA players vastly perform better at home. That is no secret. All right, let's do points allowed. I may be adding that. I got an NBA play on the card. Let's go. Let's see. Lakers with the third worst defense in the first quarter, allowing 34 points on the road. Overall, it's 31, but again, worse on the road at 34.5. Philly comes in better, averaging 29 points overall, but better at home at 28. That's an absolute shit. Now I'm price shopping that. I'm mad in that play too. Let's go, boys. Let's cook up this play. I've got to price shop it. Got to price shop it. Always got to price shop it. All right, boys. I'm adding 76ers first quarter spread minus 1.5 being added to the card. You can love me. You don't have to say love it. You can go back to loving me. I'm fine with that. Everton was disappointed this weekend. Yeah, I hear you, Canes. I hear you, man. That goal in the third minute obviously changed things a lot. I mean, yeah, it changed things a lot. The interesting thing to note from that game there, Canes, is did you notice United got a penalty? Bruno's been the penalty kicker, and sometimes we talk about like between two players to pick for an anytime goal scorer. Well, naturally, you're going to go ahead and pick the guy that takes penalties. Bruno, for whatever reason, and he wasn't asked. I listened to the post game. He wasn't asked why, but he gave it to Rashford. Is he going to give it to Rashford next time? I don't know, but it kind of gets me excited. And now taking Rashford anytime goal scorer, if he's going to be on pen duty, and you saw him smash a beautiful pen, I'd much rather have him. I love him on pen duty. It was a wonderful hit. Better price so far over on Bet Rivers. I get minus 120 for that first quarter number. Let's just price shop. I'm going to check Caesars and DraftKings, and this sucker is getting put on the card. Why not? How can you ignore the Lakers having the third worst defense in the league in the first quarter? Price shopping it. Checking DraftKings. They are -2, so you better grab this 1.5 real quick because they're at -2. Better grab the 1.5. I agree with DraftKings. Should be more. First quarter. There we go. And they've got it at -2. So I'm going to go grab this last 1.5 over on Bet Rivers. It's -120. That's going to go ahead and be your best price. I'll put that in the chat. Hell yeah, we just added 2 plays to the card. Let's go. Sixers, first Q, -1.5, -120 at BR. I'm on it. Sixers, Bills got -1.5 and under. Man, the Lakers allowing 34 points on the road, man. I think it's an easier slam dunk that the Sixers cover than you can predict the over or under. I mean, if the Lakers are abysmal like they are, or anywhere near their average of 34.5 points on the road, you don't want an under. You don't want an under. So just give me the Sixers -1.5. That's the safer play there. You didn't notice Rashford took the penalty? Yeah. That's why we're here to help each other out, my man. That's why we're here. You know, United's quickly, and everybody wants to bag on United's form, and we snuck in. Remember that Newcastle draw no bet against in that EFL Cup when Newcastle won 3-0? Well, they'd just come off a thumping against City. They'd come off a really bad performance against Copenhagen. But if you look at their league form, they've won 5 of their last 6 in the league. They're the hottest team in the Premier League. It's when they step out of the league, go to Champions League, get thumped in the EFL Cup by Newcastle. Their league form is its best right now. They've won 5 of their last 6 in the league. I'm curious what they do this Wednesday when they go to Turkey. I've already given out a play in that bet, but ain't fading United in the league anymore. I can tell you that right now. Not doing that. Free staff appreciation meal at work today. At least it isn't pizza. Yeah, whenever I worked, before I did, it was always pizza or subs, which don't nobody want a damn one of those. I hear you. At least it ain't pizza. All right, I'm just sitting here with you guys because I want to make sure whenever I tell you guys to bet something, I've got my own money behind it. So I'm just logging in so I can bet the play that's on the screen, or it was on the screen. I don't want to do that before we sign off so I don't forget, because if I'm suggesting your money to be put on it, I want to actually make sure my money's on it. Yeah, you can get -120, but I mean, basically the same price. I'm doing -120 for the 1.5. And again, I don't want to mess around with that over-under. Let's go. Sixers first quarter, free money. The gent's on it. I'm back on the NBA. I got to play. Back, baby. I will say, too, and you guys have probably noticed this traveling, how easy and how nice is DraftKings and FanDuel in terms of going places and betting? Like, Caesars treats you like a whole new damn person, right? We go from Illinois to Virginia, and it's like you got to create a whole new account. You got to give them all new money. Like, I'm the same effing person, just in a new location. DraftKings, FanDuel, they don't give a shit where you pop up. As long as it's legal, they'll gladly take your money. Kudos to DraftKings and FanDuel for making it easy. Bet Rivers is the same goddamn way. They're a pain in the ass. Caesars is a pain in the ass. BetMGM's a big pain in the ass. Hats off to FanDuel and DraftKings for when you travel. They're the way to go. All right, that bet's in. I'm officially on the Sixers first quarter. I'm officially on there. Taco Monday. That sounds good. Congratulations, your little staff appreciation. I'm sure you earned it, my man. Brian's at his eye appointment. He's sitting there logging in bets, trying to get Sixers first quarter spread in before the -1.5 goes 2. Make sure you can see it, Brian. Make sure you can see it clearly. Oh, yeah, I'll hit you up. I'm not a big hat guy, but I'm more of a hat guy than a jersey guy. I just got to pick one. What do we think of the first half on Fulham game? I mean, I gave you my score prediction. When does Fulham get a goal? Like, if they win 1-0, does a goal come in the first half, second half? I don't know, man. It feels like a low-scoring game. I don't know, though. That Wolves numbers, you can't ignore. Both teams' score is hitting every game since they got out of the month of August. And that's hitting the league and in the cup games. League and cup. Both teams' score is hit. And, I think it's some absurd number. So, I don't know. I can't get there, Adrian. I can't get there on the question you're asking. I mean, it's hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's hitting 10 straight. It's hitting 10 straight. So I hear you if you like the over today in Wolves-Fulham. But Fulham doesn't do enough for me. I like Wolves overall. Like their deep. I mean, again, this isn't my opinion. This is stats. They've got the better defense. They've got the better numbers. They've got the better XG numbers. Wolves are the better team. And Fulham doesn't get a bump at home. Again, Wolves has more points on the road than Fulham has gotten at home. So Craven Cottage ain't giving them a bump. Wolves have won this draw no bet, or I should say they haven't lost it. Sometimes there's been a draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last 6 meetings, you've either gotten a win or a push on the bet I'm suggesting, and I'm giving one out of plus money. Sign me up for Wolves draw no bet. It's a pretty easy decision, and stay away from the over-under. It's tight. It's tight. Doesn't work when I'm in Iowa or from close to the Iowa. That geolocation ain't a joke. Yeah, I did like that when you brought that comment up. That's so cool. I'm probably gonna take you up on that unless it's crazy expensive. But if it's the same price as a normal hat, I'll probably have to take you up on that. 2:00, Brian. Fulham versus Wolves. We'll do the first half. Fulham and Wolves. We'll see if maybe we live bet it. I mean, hell. What was that 3-unit banger that Corey hit? What was that? City against who the hell were they playing? Wasn't it City? Yeah, it was City because Phil Foden tucked us in. Who the hell? That was Champions League. Phil Foden. That was 3-unit banger for Corey. Yes, he hit the over on beers and the under on the game. You got 2-1 Fulham. All right. The juices are flowing. I'm having a good time, man. I missed you guys. I love hanging out, talking sports, bullshitting, talking our sports betting. All right, so here's the full card. Let me redo this. Actually, I need to modify my scheduled tweet on Twitter that's going to go out because it's about to go out too. So we added Hirona. It's probably Hirona if I had to take a guess. Team total over 1.5, minus 110. And what was the other play we added? The basketball one. So we're on Sixers. First Q, minus 1.5 at, what did we get? Oh, minus 120. I'll screenshot this. This is the scheduled tweet to come out at 11:05 on the old Twitter. All right. There we go. So how many plays we got today? 1, 2, 3 soccer plays, 1 NBA play, and 5 NFL plays. Sign me up. I'm here for it. I am here for it. All right, putting this up on the screen. Taking this shit down so we can see it. Here is, God damn it. Let me add it. There we go. This is the tweet that is scheduled to come out at 11:05 a.m. So in about 10 minutes, you can get that in tweet form if that's not good enough for you. Do we think McDermott gets fired before the end of the year? Hell no. Not saying I hate this question, but this is part of the annoying part of people just overreacting. Sean McDermott's, this is going to be the second missed playoffs in 7 years. Before that, they hadn't gone to the playoffs in 19 years. You're not firing the guy. It's zero chance he's getting fired. I mean, they're just losing the close games. I mean, go look at them. 12 men on the field against the Broncos. Gabe Davis, it's an option route. If they're on the same page, it's an easy touchdown, and you walk off against the Eagles. You're not firing a guy when you make the playoffs 5 of the 7 years. It's just losing the close games this year. I'm not annoyed by that question, but that's why sometimes you got to log off Twitter. If your team has a tough loss, you can't get on Twitter because fans, man, overreacting. No way. Yeah, the Phil Foden banger. The Phil Foden banger. The Phil Foden banger. That was the day we almost had an anytime goal scoring because we had Phil Foden in a ATG parlay. Obviously, Foden hits. But, yeah, that was your 3-unit banger in stoppage time. You forgot to ask about the Jordan Phillips and Shaq Lawson. Well, first of all, those are like the two players who always draw penalties. You saw in that first quarter, it was definitely first half when Eagles went for the 4th and 1. They were clearly going to do the tush push, and Jordan Phillips just barrels his way offsides and knocks over the guard. Like, he's just an ass. He's too physical. He's physical at the wrong moments, and that was one time where it was just stupid. Him and Shaq Lawson are the hotheads on the team. I don't know. I didn't see the video that circulated on social media, but yeah, apparently they pushed a fan. Hate to see it, but those are the boneheaded players on that team. No surprise it was those two guys. Yeah, Iowa taking on Michigan. Hear that from a resident of the building I live in. That I think he said the spread was at 21.5, and I think he said Michigan's going to cover it with Iowa scoring 0. That's what the guy was saying in the elevator. All right, boys, that's the card. Wolves draw no bet plus 125. Come and hang out on TikTok Live, 2 p.m. Eastern or 2 p.m. Central Time. 2 p.m. Central Time. We'll catch that first half together. See if Wolves can't get us off to a nice little start. Hirona, we'll probably say it's Hirona. Team total over 1.5. That's in La Liga, minus 110 over on Caesar. Serie A parlay. Oh, we need that one. That is shit. I deleted it. Damn it. Guess I accidentally deleted it. Hold on. 2 under 3.5s and a double chance. Everybody generally knows what the hell it is, but here it is again. 2 under 3.5s and a double chance. Sixers on that first quarter, minus 1.5, and then 5 NFL bets. Vikings on the money line. Madison over 10.5 receiving yards. It's Ben's. That was either going to be such an easy cash or really effing sweaty if he doesn't get the volume. But I think if we get 2 catches, he'll get there because, yeah, Bears are the worst. So I'll always tack in an angle when you're going up the league's worst in something. Like, sign me up for that angle. Dobbs over a couple touchdowns, plus 138. Hawkinson touchdown. Maybe you sprinkle a first-time tutty if that's your flavor. And then Fields to throw a pick. It's cashing 5 of 7, and it's already cashed against the Vikings earlier this season. You can't give me that shit at plus money. It's ridiculous. Wish my Raiders would make it to the playoffs every other. You want the playoffs every other? Not every year? Only every other? It's already Michigan minus 23. See, the guy in the elevator knows what he's talking about. When they win 23-0, they would have gotten the hit at 21.5. But, yeah, it's Michigan by a lot. Iowa team total under. All of it. All of it, boys. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Feels good to get back in here with you guys on a regular basis. Monster week we've got. We've obviously already got, 10 units in play today. It looks like, if I'm doing the math quickly. That's 9 units. Sorry, 9 units in play. And then what do we have this week? Midweek, we get a lot of good hangouts on TikTok Live because it's Champions League. We have Champions League week. Hop on over to Twitter. I've already got a couple plays. We'll, of course, discuss them tomorrow. Give them out here on YouTube tomorrow, but they are up and available already on Twitter. Big week, obviously, in the Champions League. Big week for Man United. Looking forward to seeing how it already team totals at 6.5. That is quite laughable. It's happening. It's happening. You get a healthy Aaron Rodgers next year. That's an easy playoff team. That is wild. A team total of 6.5. Don't know if I've ever seen that one. All right, boys. Go enjoy your Monday. Appreciate the hang. Come on back tomorrow. We'll see how these 9 bets unfold, and we'll do it all over again on tomorrow. Have a good one, boys.